Good morning, you guys. Looks like a lot of green going on this morning. Looking up at the watch list, practically, I'd say 70% of everything's pushing up in green. They had some good gap ups this morning, and top headlines is Elon Musk this morning. Twitter shares soar more than 21% after Musk takes a 9% stake in social media platform, becoming one of the top shareholders in Twitter. So that's a big deal with Twitter. Let's take a look at Twitter real quick. So a huge gap up, 39 bucks all the way up to a high here just under 50. Thing though, looking up at the daily chart with this, scroll out, that 50 days right there at 52 bucks. So kind of limited on how much we can shoot up, and we're already up 21%. That's a big rise for a stock like this. 21% value. Let's see how much volume's on the day with it. $81 million in volume so far. Float 780 million. Yeah, the highest I think we shoot up is about 50 bucks with Twitter. I'm really liking this MULN. I think that this has good opportunity to run up over that $3. I like how it's pulling back. This one was a recent runner. It's pulled back for 2 straight days. It's perked up at the end of the day Friday. Does anybody know what this app is called? PC Doctor. What's it called? PC Doctor something. My fan was just going off the charts. That's why I kept hitting mute on my microphone. Open up my task manager and this thing's running at 75% on my CPU. This MULN blows up over 3. I think it's got good potential to run up to about 450. A lot of people like this stock. Looking up at the daily chart, it's got room to run all the way up to about, I see 750. 22 million flow. It's got good volume every single day. Lot of volume pumping into this stock. Also got LGVN perking up. That trigger is going to be at 1450 for an explosion. It can hold 1350, I'd say. Build up off that, blow up over 1450. It could run up to that previous day's close at 1550. Yeah, I gotta look this up real quick. It's a Dell utility. That's what I'm wondering, man. Because I'm looking at my apps and I don't have any PC Doctor. And other people were pulling this thing up. Literally, man, this thing was at running what 75% on my CPU. That's my fan was just going off the charts. That's why I had to keep hitting the mute button, because I know that fan is annoying. LGVN's got a good shot at running up. It's only $1 from its low down there. Yeah, quick trick for you guys for with your desktops or laptops. See, running like Street Smart Edge and Thinkorswim, that can use up a lot of your CPU. And if you don't want, you'll notice if you have these brokers open, you'll have like a lag in your desktop or laptop. See, what I did and what I try to do, you really want to go into like your task manager and you want to see what your CPU is eating up, go through and just, even on your startup tab, you want to just go through, right click and disable a lot of stuff. That way your computer is running at peak performance. See, for me, I have a gaming desktop, but I don't use it for gaming. I just use it for trading. So all I really care about is speed. That's the only thing I care about. Yeah, this MULN, right at that $3. It's getting a nice pullback here, nice and tight. I'd say make it or break it for MULN is going to be 275. If you were to get in on this, that you'd be putting your stop down below 275, giving it room to wiggle, play around. It's all about timing right now with MULN. Who knows when they start lifting this thing, and when they do start lifting it, just let it run. Let it work for you. Don't be scalping this. If it gets a pop to 325, let it run. 350, 4, because this volume's in on this stock every day. And they just came out with news too. Electric vehicle business, that's been booming. How's Tesla doing? Tesla's pushing up to new highs. Yeah, give this MULN time. What was that one you were looking at there? Dell support assist. Yeah, I'm gonna delete that, man. Dell support assist. And another one I've noticed was Intel driver and support assist. That one uses up a lot of CPU as well. That one you were looking at was RCAT. See, look at, it's down at 225. Look up at that daily chart, man. That $2.50 where that 200-day moving average is. Gotta think a lot of people see that, and that's a big wall. Just for example, you go to these default websites like FinViz, type in RCAT. They're going to have your default moving averages, your 50-day and your 200-day moving average. You can't really see it on FinViz, but the 200-day moving average on here is yellow. And the stock is right at that 200-day moving average. You just can't see it that well on this chart. Go to chart mill real quick. RCAT. See, even on RCAT, the default moving averages is the 200-day moving average and the 50-day moving average. So all of these free websites, they're all using the default moving averages, which is the 50-day and the 200-day. So you want to have those plotted on your charts. Everybody sees that and they're going to say that's a wall right there. We're not getting over that. And then look, it tried multiple times this morning to break up over that $2.50, but just got denied hardcore, right? This stock got denied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 times at 250. And then back down she goes. So if anything, there still is hope with RCAT, but it's limited. The make it or break it for this is going to be 225. If it can hold above that, accumulate, build up, maybe later on down the road it pushes up over 250. But if it cracks that 225, it's over with. It's good to always try to still keep an open mind, though, that anything could happen, you know? And then Twitter getting that run up to 50 bucks. Good break here from 47.50s running up to 50. So this will probably run up to 50 and then it'll pull back down here to probably 48 and then build up off that 48, break through that 50 bucks and then run up to that 200-day moving average up at 52 bucks. Elon Musk, he's got a huge cult following. I appreciate you, Russ Smith, looking into that for me. Thank you. NEGG got a good run up this morning, up to 750. And then also, our one stock, BEKE, had a nice gap up this morning. This is that one stock right here on the 10-minute. We were noticing it was in a range from 12 up to 15. This morning we're gapping up. We broke up out of that range. Now we're pulling back. Look at right at 1520s. We're holding up at the top of the resistance of that range. So this is looking bullish. We got all this room here to run on BEKE. This can run up to 1750, 18 bucks. So this is currently pulling back right now, and you'd want to see that top resistance of this range hold as support. That's at 15 bucks. So this is looking pretty good. That's your line right there. Bed Bath & Beyond got a good bounce up too. That's still working. Great, now it's raining out. Look at NNOX. After selling off Friday, that's a good comeback. Daily chart looks good. It's got room to run up to about 1450. With LGVN, it's currently right at our line right now. So this has got to hold up 1350 for that shot to break up over 1450. SPI, this pushed up in the past. Back in the day, what was his name? He used to have a brokerage at SureTrader. What's his name? Guy Gentile. Guy Gentile used to pump this stock a couple years ago. SPI. GameStop all the way back down to 150. Yeah, there's a lot of just like true penny stocks that are up on the scanners this morning. Look at this. Looking at the main screener, this is a lot of stocks at $3, $2, $3, $2, $2, $2. I don't like any of those. But then looking at our weekly watch list, we got a lot of good runners here. ERCC got a nice squeeze up. This AKAN, this is still heating up. This is that newer IPO. This starts to break up over that 10 bucks. This thing could start skipping. ALLG, you may have a short squeeze cover on this. This stock got beat down. It'll be real fast. That's what will happen. Out of nowhere, this thing will just rip up to about 16 and then just fade right back down. NEGG, this is a good one to keep your eyes on. I'll keep my eyes on this one. LGVN to see if it can build up off of that low of day. BEKE, I'll continue to watch. MULN, it's just hovering under 3. It's just looks like it's accumulating. This IGMS volume dried up on it. Yeah, BEKE. This is looking really good. This would be more of like a swing trade. I think it's got room to run up to about 17 bucks today. Up to that 50-day moving average. I'm uninstalling that Dell support assist through that thing. ATER. I didn't even see that this morning. Yeah, that's a big run, man. It's up. It's a man. That thing's up like 43%. Best you could do with it. Throw on fibs from that previous day's close up to the high. Look at volume retrace on it. It's a healthy retracement. Yeah, it's just under that 100-day moving average. Who knows how far this ATER can go? Be honest, your next target's going to be 4, up over 4. Just going to have to take it in 50-cent intervals, I think. ATER. I'm just running through real quick and uninstalling all this Dell Support Assist stuff. They really do be having a lot of just unnecessary stuff on your desktop, laptop. It just drags it down a lot. And if you don't know what you're doing, you could really clutter up your desktop or laptop. Ubuntu. Let's see. This one, it's hard to say. It's at a lot of resistance right now on the daily chart. You could take a trend line and you could connect it all right here. See that? So it's battling right at resistance right now with Futu. Last time it tested it there and then it broke over here, ripped up to 45, but it couldn't hold its gains. Fell right back down. It is over that 50-day though at 39 bucks. Trending up. So probably what will happen, you'll get that euphoric explosion and then that'll be the grand finale. You could see volume was retracing all morning as this was trending up. And now look at that volume explosion. So the question is, how far does it go with this explosion up? Maybe 41 bucks. Maybe. This is something we've seen a lot. Stocks trend up and then get that euphoric move and then crumble afterwards. LGVN's getting a tight pullback. Right again. That's the day low at 13. You don't want to see it make another day low. If it makes another day low, bears are in control. Pushed right through my green line. Keep tabs on it, let it set up. Just thinking rip. MULN is trying to test that $3 again. They let this stock go. I think it goes on a nice run. You can't ignore that volume on the daily chart with this one. And it's holding its gains. That's good. I could see MULN running up 354 bucks. The highs are right there. You could clearly see that it reversed at the end of the day Friday, and this is it's setting up for a continuation. MULN, it's at 36 million in volume on the day. On average, it's been doing around what is it? 180 million in volume the last month every day. So there's a demand for this stock. And Tesla's doing good, so that helps. Roblox is getting a good bounce. This was on the weekly watch list. Yesterday in our Sunday stock talk, we were talking about how it got drilled down from 52 for 2.5 days straight all the way down to 45. We said we could see it bouncing back up to 50. Just did it. Hour and a half, it ran up $5. That would have been a good options play. That's why I mentioned to you guys yesterday, I like stocks that get drilled down like that non-stop. They have good bounces. So Roblox, that's a popular name. It's got volume clearly every day. There's people interested in this stock. So a stock that's got volume every day, you're going to have no problem getting in and out. Here at 52 bucks, look at how much it got drilled down nonstop. Flatlined right there. You get a nice little gap up pre-market right there. That's your indicator right there. If we can hold up, look at what it's done. All that steady volume all day. 65,000 every 1 minute. Yeah, JMIA, this is like what, the Amazon of Jamaica? This used to be a hot stock back in the day. This is getting a good run up. MULN is testing that $3 again. Looks good. Next stop for it, 325, 350. These penny stocks under $5, you got to be a lot more patient with them. Because you're not going to see explosive moves like you did with LGVN, IGMS, ALLG. Takes a lot to get these up and running. NEGG up over 750, run up to 850. So every 50 cent for NEGG. BEKE's right back up at its highs. See, it didn't quite reach its bottom here, but from 1525. It bounced right off of that, right back on up. It's looking bullish. Double bottoms right here, all at that 1525. ATER. Volume started to top out right here. Just as it was breaking up over 325. Topped out here. Topped out here. It was exhausting itself, it looked like. It's a lot of volume pumping in every 1 minute, but it's only a $3 stock. Anybody can buy 5,000 shares of this. I think the area to focus on with this is that $3 right there. Bed Bath and Beyond. This has got room to run up to 25, 25, 26. It's a good reversal in the SPY. You could clearly tell all right here, all that resistance this morning, we're gapping up a little bit. Look at it hold up all of what was resistance on Friday, and it just pushed right up off of that. Now it's consolidating, trying to build off of this to push up even higher. It'll push up to these levels up here. This also got wrecked. Starting was Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. Tuesday it topped out. After Tuesday, just like you could put a line right on it. Like look at how the highs, and then it free fell right here, and then it continued to free fall right there. So it just got beat down super hard from 460s all the way down to 450s. That's a 15-point pullback here. 1, 2, 3 days straight. And now day 4, now we're getting a nice rebound to the upside. So we got room to run up to this level, and a bonus would be up here to this level. It's all in the way you look at the chart. I tell it to you guys all the time. You got to train your eyes. I try to reflect and look back when I was new, how I would look at charts. And when you're new, you just don't know any better. It's like you're zoomed in like this on the current day, and you're just too micromanaged in on the price action, you know? Like you get caught up in the micro time frame of things, and you sweat every little price movement when you can't do that. Eventually, it's like over time, you just naturally start to notice things, and you scroll out on your charts and you start focusing more on, all right, where's the stock at in its trend? Is it in a downtrend, confirmed downtrend? Is it consolidating? Is it reversing? Is it trending up? And focusing on just specific levels. It's kind of hard to explain. The RCC, this thing is straight up ramping. Look at this daily chart. Ten straight green days. starting here at 16 bucks. It's now up to 24. It's slowly squeezing up. That's what's happening. Right at that 20 bucks. The fruits of your success will be in direct ratio with the honesty and sincerity of your effort in keeping your own records, doing your own thinking, reaching your own conclusions. The average man doesn't wish to be told that it is a bull or a bear market. What he desires is to be told specifically which particular stock to buy or sell. He wants to get something for nothing. He does not wish to work. He doesn't even wish to have to think. Jesse Livermore. Why we see a lot of people come and go. It honestly took me a long time. You guys, you members that have been here for a year have seen a lot of people come and go. And it would get to me to just how many people give up, fail, and quit. And I would just ask myself, like what did I do wrong to where you couldn't reach success? And ultimately, it came down to them. They didn't want to put the work in. They seen that, man, you got to show up every day. You got to break down charts. There's a lot of work that goes into this. And you got to enjoy doing this day in and day out. And then they throw the excuse around, well, I got things going on in my personal life. I have kids. I got to work a full-time job. No excuses. You either have a passion for this or you don't. Yeah, you gotta want to do this. At first, when I first started out with this, like, I would really care what everybody thought. Like with BRCC here, I would go on Twitter, YouTube, I'd look up videos to see what other traders thought of BRCC, and just over time, you just, like, as you educate yourself, and a lot of you members can attest to this, it's like you just stop caring what other people think and you start going off of your own judgment because you know what you think is going to make you money. And it all comes down to, 90% of people fail and lose money at this. So in a way, you have to train yourself to think differently than everybody else. A lot of people get suckered into the penny stocks. OCGN, garbage company stock, pot stocks, DLRY, just garbage stocks. Garbage stocks, you got to treat them like garbage. I also remember too, when I would first start out, I had to have like 4 brokerages, I thought, because I was under PDT rule, and I hated the thought of, man, I can only trade 3-day trades a week. That's fucked up, man. Fuck the system. I gotta get 9-day trades, 12-day trades. So I would have 4 brokers open, and I'm thinking, yeah, I could trade 12-day trades in a week. I can make a lot of money. And I just had that thought of, I had to trade every single day, trade as much as I could, because I had just unrealistic expectations. And at the time, you don't realize, like, you're biting off a lot. Like, you're asking to grow your little small account exponentially every day, when in reality, you should be looking at it and just, you want to focus on small growth by the week. So even if it's one good trade a week and you're growing your portfolio, that's good. And over time, that's going to pay off. But sure, it's good. It's a good feeling to consistently every day show up and pull money out of the market every day. A lot of hard work. It can be done, but it's a mental game. You got to stay on top of that mental game every day. All it takes is what? One stupid trade, one careless trade to wipe away weeks of work. So for people that get stubborn on something like LGVN, and they got caught right here trying to buy a breakout, and then they end up holding on to it because they don't want to admit defeat from 1450, they're down right now $2 a share, hoping that it snaps back up to their entry so they can get out on it. And over time, when you start reading charts and understanding it, a lot of times you'll just notice, like, yeah, people are stuck on this stock, or a lot of people got trapped right there. And you'll notice it's a lot of traps that happen with stocks and charts. People get trapped into holding. And it's just a vicious cycle that just keeps repeating. MULN, it's still gearing up at that $3. I mean, it looks phenomenal. It looks bullish as fuck if you ask me. MULN. It's just been building at that $3 all day. So it's just a matter of time. They let this thing go. We all know, all you members know, timing is the hardest thing. We can see a setup and timing. They could let it go, what, in 10 minutes? Or they can let this thing go 6 hours later or the next day. How many times have we said this? That's why here we try to focus on just big picture ideas, and you want to just focus on levels. This stock's been building at that $3 level all morning. As long as it holds up at this level and continues to build, there's potential there. As it's 11:30, so we're about to be going into lunch hours. LGVN broke trend. Yeah, it made a new low on the day. But yeah, it did break that trend line. 1440 all the way down to 1260. So that's almost a $2 pullback, man. So if this starts to pop, it'll probably pop to this VWAP right here, 1350. So you're looking at maybe hard to say. 1350 it'll bounce up to. Oh, you know what, VW? I was on YouTube the other day and I was looking at this other trader, and he used to live stream a lot. He was a newer trader. He would live stream a lot, and you could tell he was a beginner, but then he vanished. And he just recently came back, and you know what profession he got into? Truck driving. He's driving for Swift, and he's trading from his truck. I commented on his channel and said, hey, I used to be a truck driver. It's a tough life, man. Just keep your eyes on your goals and stay motivated. And watch out, a lot of Swift jokes coming your way. Swift is like the laughing stock of the road. I would say Swift and Pam Transport. Yeah, look at Spy still going strong. Wedged out right here. Sloppy line. Like 455 it topped out right there. Again, messed it up. 455 it topped out, wedged out. Broke up over, now it's pulling back and it's holding, trying to build up off that. You got a nice rounding bottom going on there. Looking like it's ready to ramp up. Next target for it. 456. And then 458 it looks like. Even GameStop had a good rebound on it. Look at that. That's a beautiful chart right there. Trended down this morning right here. Pretty steep one. Just pretty much leveled out. And it just started to build. Build up. Got that push up. Nice little pullback and continuation there. It's a nice that's a nice one. This is what I'm talking about right here. Like, you clearly have your trend down there, right? And I tell you guys, the chart will let you know when a stock is reversing or bottoming out. It put its low in right there. You see how it just kept like puttering? Like putter up, down, like that. And it just kept building. It kept pushing up. And it one level at a time. Low there, low there, low there. Just kept building and building. Pushed up to its highs right there. Nice little pullback. Just kept building and pushing up. Nice tight pullback there, but ultimately it just kept building. Look at all those lows it built up, and now it's up to here. high of day. All in the way you look at the charts, man. And that I can't teach that really. It's like you got to put the work in to understand this and see this naturally. You members know what I'm talking about. Those of you that have been here, or you guys watching on YouTube, if you got a few years under your belt, you know what I'm talking about. New people, they have no idea what the hell they're looking at. That's where you just got to consistently put that time in and day out. Show up every day. I don't care if you took a bad loss yesterday. You should be still showing up the next day. All good things come with time is what one of my favorite sayings. I can't tell you how many times I took a bad loss and then the next day I wouldn't even feel like showing up. But you got to force yourself to. Now that GameStop's running up, watch out for GameStop to have a nice rebound up to, I'm going to say 175. And then watch for AMC to follow. See, even AMC got drilled down this morning right here. Bottomed out, double bottom. And look at how it built up off of that. That's beautiful. $22. Yeah, this morning it was at 22 bucks right there. Good build up and run up to 23. Nice pullback to 22.50. Then it continues to push up 23.25. That previous day's close. A nice little micro pullback. Pushes up to 23.50. High of day. Looking at the daily chart on AMC, this thing got beat down for 5 straight days. Look at that. After that rally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a tight pullback. Right off that 22 bucks. So big picture, momentum keeps up with this. This has got room to bounce. I could see $28, $30 on the daily. Let's see. On the 3-minute. Said 28, 30 bucks. I'm gonna measure. It started to crack right here. Down here to the low. 50% is at 26.30s. $24 is gonna be a level. 25.50. See how I'm drawing these lines out? There's all this bad juju right here, I would say. Even when it bounced right here, it failed and stalled out. No momentum came in right there. So the downtrend continued. And this got drilled down even more. Now it's to the point it's trying to battle right now, right here, to get that momentum and break to the upside. So from this is where you got to look at it differently. Where's that at? At $31. This got drilled all the way down. Looks like to 25 bucks. All the way down to 23. Popped up to 26. That's a $3 bounce. And then it stalled out there. And then it got drilled down even more from 26 all the way down here to 22. Right there. So from 31 to 22, that's a $9 pullback. All right here. From March 30th. Right there. March 30th till now. Which was 5 days on that daily chart. The 5 straight green, red days. And I'm putting it all together. So 2350 is going to be a battle zone. We're battling right now to break over positive momentum. So pull back down to 23 area. Build up off of 23, break up over that 2350. And then push up here to 25. One level at a time. I think GameStop is your leader. Rome had a good trade on ISIG this morning. Looked like it was battling with that previous day's close. It finally got up and over that previous day's close. I'm thinking what you've seen, Rome. Let me know if I'm on the money. It finally got up and over that previous day's close and it held right at that 13 bucks. And from 13, got a nice push right there. That's where you made your money. Ran up to 14.50, so $1.50, 12.30 to 14. So you got in down here. You were going off of the uptrend on the 10-minute. Okay. So like that. Just noticed how it kept bouncing off of this trend line, and when it dipped down right here, these low float stocks, they can be profitable. Just can't fall in love with them. You got to trade the momentum. You can consistently make money off of these low float stocks. It's a learning curve with these low float stocks. You got to learn to sell into the momentum, lock in profits when you have them, because we've seen a lot of low float stocks, how quickly they flush out. Like, look at that. Even here, how quickly it can crumble and crack on you, you know? I love low float stocks, man. I love them because it doesn't take much volume to get them up and going. You can't let your emotions dictate the trade. You got to trade the trade, if that makes sense. It's like, it's about reacting to what you're seeing too. Like, if you get in on it and you just notice weakness, you gotta bail. Like, you can't sit and think about it. If you sit and think about it, you're gonna get screwed. I like those big picture ideas too with low float stocks. Like, how many times, man, how many stocks and how many times have we seen setups with low float stocks and they get like a nasty $5 flush on them, but we'd be like, it's still technically bullish. Like, that flush shouldn't even phase you. And it would come back, run up, hold trend. I think ALLG from back here was a good example. I can't remember. Or IMTE, that's one. This IMTE, like, look at back Friday. We traded this Friday. See, look at the volatility on this thing. From $32. Remember that morning it flushed down into a halt. Then it held 26. It ripped right back up to its highs. We were noticing it was trending, and when you zoomed out on it, we were like, yo, this thing's like holding up at the area it was topping out the previous day. So if we can come back up and reclaim that $30 and build up off that, there's good opportunity here. And just by connecting all of the higher lows on this, it came back up, it reclaimed that $30 right here, built up to that $34, $33. From $30, this got a good ramp up to $38, $39. That's a $9 per share run up right there. And look at how quickly it flushed out. They can be ruthless. They can be. That's why you gotta sell into the strength when you have it. Lock it in. Don't get overly greedy, because if you get overly greedy, you're gonna get, pigs get slaughtered. And then it flushed out, it violated and broke that trend, and then look at how it rode that trend as resistance right there. And then it collapsed and fell apart. But ultimately too, it came back down to that $30 and held. And right there too, $30. It would have been a nice bounce back up to $34. That's a $4 per share bounce right there, just off of a basic support. So it's all in the way you look at things. Some people would look at this and be like, I ain't trading this garbage. Some people would look at this and say, hey, there's opportunity here. As I tell you guys, we're all going to spot opportunity in different places. because we all have different personalities, different eyes. We're all in our own unique situation. I love low float stocks like this. I do. I just think they're a lot easier to trade because not many people are in on it, and it's like almost in a way everybody's on the same page, if that makes sense. Three minutes after you sold it, flushed out. Yeah, they get too far overextended. It's not for everybody, man. It's not for everybody. GREE. This stock got beat the heck down. This was on the weekly watch list. It had a weak open, man. Weak open. And when you look at it, when it opened up, the morning spike failed. Right there over 1150. See the long upper wick? That morning spike failed. Bears came in, took control. Maybe you see one like little short cover squeeze. The 50-day moving average on the daily chart's at 985. Right there. If anything, I think you get one good bounce on it up to 11. But it looks momentum has dried up on this a lot. Like, look at the volume compared to yesterday. So how many people are trapped in on this, buying in up at these areas from 12, 11.25, right? So if we do pop up on it, 10.50 and $11, I think you for sure get a nice snap up here to 10.50, pulls back, then 10.25 hold up, push up through that to 11. Man, this is a tough one, man. I think you get a good bounce on it. I do. It's just I don't know if the volatility is gonna, if it's gonna rip up or if it's just gonna grind up, you know? I could see 10.50 easy. I don't know if it's gonna push up over that VWAP to 11. That's the thing. How much volume did it do on Friday? 21 million. Today it's at 1.4 million in volume. I like your thinking there though, Rome. I mean, how many times have we seen stocks sell off like this and then flatline like that and you just get a nice rebound bounce? I mean, come on, GameStop did that today. Look at that. GameStop did it. AMC did it. AMC did it real quickly. Yeah, a few of you guys, man, you guys are doing, I like the way you guys picked up on breaking down these charts, and some of these stocks you guys be calling out. I'm like, damn, all right. As Mike Bellafoure, what's his name? Mike Bellafoure says, one good trade. One good trade at a time. Even BEKE running right back up to that high of day. We were just talking about this one. Remember, we were pulling this up on the 10-minute and noticed how it was in a range here. This morning, it was gapping up and out of that range. So we said if it pulled back and it held the resistance of this range as support, which was at 15 bucks, build up off that, it's bullish. It pulled back to 15.25 this morning. Right there. Double bottomed right at it. 15.25. And then from there, the rest is history. That's another good thing with that you could do too. It's like the more things that you see correlate to a specific price, the better. So where are we drawing from? Are we drawing from the low right here up to the high? The move from Friday. So the move from the low from Friday. Okay. I still don't get where you're drawing your fibs from. That's the fascinating thing though with Fibonacci, man. You can plot it out from anywhere. So if I was to measure this move here from the low Friday up to the high, we've pulled back 61.8%. Yeah, you're right, at 10 bucks. And even looking up at the daily chart, that 50-day moving average. So we got two things correlating at $10. So more people are seeing that, or at least the 10%, the smart money. That's a good way of thinking of it. But in a way too, you want to gauge it like you want to gauge it like what I just said earlier on this. Volume and volatility sure did dry up on this stock, didn't it? Like it's starting to get to the point where it's almost starting to be spotty. I don't know if momentum's going to come into it and push it up. I mean, it could, but it could also continue to flush down 975. I think just down below 975 is where you'd be putting your stop, because you'd have to give it some wiggle room. Because volume has dried up on it. There's going to be some slippage. Damn, this rain turned into snow here in Michigan. It's April 4th and it's snowing. $9.75. Is the reward worth it? From 10 to 10.50, 10.75. So you're looking to make around 50 cents, 75 cents, and you're risking 25 cents. Not really. Not worth it. Thinking about it. If I'm thinking about it too much, it's not worth it. Right? If it does its thing and did exactly as you planned, or as we planned and put together, you'll get your confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, you like, I seen it. Now I can trust myself in what I'm seeing. And it's good to compare too. Like, if you put together a plan and then you were to go off and ask me or ask any of the members here, like, hey, take a look at this. What do you see? Tell me what you see. Because we're all going to pick up on something different. Or I could pick up on something that you easily overlooked, you know? Like like this morning, who was it? I'm not going to name your name. Somebody called out something. What was it? RCAT. Someone said, hey, RCAT, what do you think? And a few of us called out, yo, you got that 200-day moving average at 250. Like, oh yeah, I didn't see that. Thanks. You know what looks like it's gearing up though? IGMS. Look at that one. This one was in play last week. It came down here to 27, and then Friday from 27 it fell all the way down to 2250s. Look at how it's just setting up here after this downfall. Look at that, at 23 bucks to 23.50. This one could have a nice rebound on it. 25, 25.50. let's see here. So from 23 to 23.50, so it's at 20. You'd be putting your, I'd wait for it. I'd wait for that break. Be looking to risk around 50 cents or so to make upwards of $1 to $2. I think 25.50. Oh, right there. I like the setup. I'll throw up that GREE, see how that plays out too. It's just lingering at that $10. Remember, keep in mind too, Rome. Stocks that linger never end well. I hope this does get a good rip on it. I really do. That's a good setup there. I like the way you're thinking with that one. I just hope volatility didn't dry up on it. The only thing that worries me. See, like BBBY? See how it's just lingering? It's doing like that, what we've said in the past, like the truffle shuffle. It never ends well. Man, TKAT. You know what, man? When we broke this down on the weekly chart, when was this? Like last week? And we said longer term picture. Were you around when we were talking about this? Damn. We were breaking it down. TKAT. We pulled up the daily chart and we were like, damn, this stock got beat the hell down. And we put this trend line on it and it was just breaking up over that trend line right here. Because Hawk Driver called it out when it had this big day right here with that long wick. And we said, man, this thing way back here, it was hot. We all remembered it. It was a year ago, exactly, to this day. Last time it ran up here, $72, was back in March 23rd, 2021. So 1 year straight, this stock got beat down. All right here. No bounce whatsoever. So now it's just starting to break up out of that trend. So we said, hey, big picture swing trade idea, if it pulls back and holds $2, it could build off of that. It's just a matter of how long will it take. This stock pulls back, held 2. Now look, it's up pushing $5 now. That was back here March 24th. So it took two and a half weeks for TKAT. So I'm gonna at Hawk. Tell him. He'll know what I'm talking about. We were even looking at the weekly chart on this, and we were like, man, the way it just got beat down like this for so long, and it was just breaking up over that trend. And we said if it pulled, like, in a way, it was like doing like the famous Daves, you know? Pulled back. First day, though, it crumbled. It crumbled hard. Yeah, it was too far back. I can't go back and look at it. 'Cause it pushed up over. It was like 250. Ran up to 3. And then it faded all the way back down to 2. Hawk driver, he'll know what I'm talking about. This was a 2.5 weeks ago, man, when we were talking about this. All these NFT stocks. It's just the hard part with it was how long was it going to take for it to do this? Having the patience and tying up money. This was it right here. This is when it, there you go, GREE, it pushed up 1050. Right here. That's where it pushed up. And that's when we started to look at it. It ran up to 330 right there. And then it crumbled all the way back down. And it held that $2. Look at that gap with the volume. GREE got that push up off of 10, running up to 1050. So micro pullback, push up over that VWAP, squeeze up to 11. Good call on that, Rome. That's all you, dude. DLPN, yep. WKEY, yep. OCG, yep. I'm gonna say yeah. Yeah, but volume is not great. An LGVN right up to almost 1350 now. This one could start getting momentum and ripping up to that 1450, 1550. The stock can run. A lot of big picture ideas, man. A lot of big picture ideas. Here's kind of a good example with NEGG. See how the chart looks like kind of like ass? But if you were to focus on that $7 after this pushed up and ran to 750, look at how it pulled down. It bottom ticked here at $6.86. Ran right back up to its high. Flushed out here. Look at that long bottom wick there. And it's holding up at that general $7. So if it can build up and hold at 7 near that area and just continue to build up off that level, run back up, it's in a range of 50 cents, build up, break up over that 750 eventually, and then get that run up to 8, the high back here. It's just all comes down to taking it one level at a time and just seeing how a stock plays out at price levels. Like, look at here, $6.50. Right there. Look at how many times this stock found resistance, all at that $6.50. Even there, it flushed down, came right back up, found resistance at 650. Then today, it's got a little activity up over that 650, right? From that 650 held, and then up she went. It's just all in how you look at the chart. And a lot of you guys, you should be going back and just putting it all together, asking your, like, looking at it and putting it all together. How it sold off here just below $6, got real tight right there, squeezed up from that all the way up. Looking at that daily chart on NEGG, the 50-day moving average is at 586. So just below that area here is that 50-day moving average, and it bounced right off of it right on up. It's a nice $1.50 run. See, GREE. That was a good one, Rome. Now that it pushed up to that 1050, like we were just talking, nice micro pullback to 1025, hold, rip up through that 1050, squeeze up to 11. And man, that MULN has just been consolidate. It's almost turning into a barcode stock. Just been consolidating at that $3 all morning. They let this thing go. This thing, it can run. It's just got to continue to hold up in this area. This area here. No one in Michigan. This is normal, man. Random weather here in Michigan is always happens. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful trade there, Rome. That was a good call. Getting a nice ramp in volume as well. Nice flat line right at that psychological $10. 10 pushed up to that 1050 in VWAP. Got a nice little micro pullback. Gearing up, getting that strength to blow up through that VWAP and 1050. Next stop for it's up here at 11. But just because you have a target doesn't mean you have to specifically wait for it to hit that target. Remember, it doesn't hurt to lock in profits along the way. So locking in 20% when you're breaking up over 1050. Pushes up to 1070s, lock in another 20%. Always pay yourself, because nothing's guaranteed. And then let's say it stalls out here, right? Let's say it stalls out here and then it flushes back down. Then you're playing the what if game. And then you're going to play mind games with yourself. 1075. Beautiful call, Rome. That's awesome, man. Beautiful. Now with this pullback on GRE, I'm going to ask you guys, what area would you want to see hold up as support for a continuation up? I'll let you guys tell me. LVGN's trying to get that momentum break up, run up to 1450. I'm going to type in here in the Discord. Top plays today so far. I'll put in LGVN, GameStop, Twitter, GREE was a good one. I'll give that to Rome. BEKE was a good one. Look at ATER. Ran right up to almost $4. I didn't really focus on ATER today. You guys should know, normally the number one stock on the day, I don't really pay any attention to it. Look at DDL ramping $4 up to 530s. Huh, look at the name of the company. Ding Dong K-Man. JMIA was a good one. TKAT. So much green today. And then there you have it. Twitter hit $50. It only took, what, 2.5 hours for it to run up $2 or $3. I'm sorry. Nice run up here, then nice consolidation. It rested, and then you got your next leg up. Twitter is at 161 million in volume on the day. TKAT, this has got room to run up to $6 up there to that 200-day moving average. Oh, my bad. I totally forgot about you, BW. You called out BILI. My bad. This name's popped up a few times in the past. Good move this morning. 29.50 up to a high of 30, almost 34 bucks, man. That's a good run. Nice bottom right here. Built up. There's a couple build ups on this. Right at that 30 bucks, it built up. From 30, all that volume just explodes up to 32.25. Pulls back, continues. Beautiful, man. Wow. Yeah, and I'm sorry I missed that comment, VW. I seen it and I went right to just overlooked it. Damn. Look at this. There's like a reoccurring theme with BILI. Like, look at how many times it likes to like set up these patterns. Right? Like there's a whole bunch of wedges. And nobody answered, man. GREE. Your pullback, you would have wanted to see 1050 hold as support. Off of that, pushes up. There's your 11 bucks. Look at that volume. Gonna zoom in on this. And this is what I would do. This is good practice for all of you guys. Something like this, zoom out on GREE and take a snip of this chart. Take a snip of that. I'm going to save it. And then BILI. That was another good run. Total, this thing ran up like 25.50 up to 34, so almost $10. But even this one too, BILI. Take a snip of it. MULN is testing that $3 again. They let that bad boy go. That thing's gonna run. Oh man, so much opportunity out here, man. It's like the more you see all this, the comfortable you get, study it, remember it. Even to this day, I'm still learning. MULN's at 50 million volume on the day. Some stocks we can add to the Monday watch list. BILI, Twitter. Those were the top stocks for today. ATER. BEKE. Even though that one was on the weekly watch list. That's funny. I lost power last week. It was for a moment, though. Happens. That's why it's good to have one of those backup little generators, or you know what I'm talking about. Like it's like a black brick you can buy, plug it into your wall, and if your power goes out, you get like 5 hours of power. Forget what they're called. I have one. But I don't have it hooked up currently. Yeah, it looks like this. It's like a backup battery. Like that. You could buy them for like, I think I paid almost $100. But mine looked like this, somewhat. Something like that. Can't find the exact one. UPS battery backup. Yeah, I should probably plug mine back in. Because the last thing you want, that market opens, you get in on a volatile trade, your power goes out. Man, you're screwed. Protect your ass, you know? Twitter getting that explosion up over 50. Look at all that steady ass volume all day. Every 1 minute on average, it's been getting 500,000. That's crazy. For a $50 stock, on average, 500,000 in volume's been flowing into it. Got a nice squeeze for him in here too, with that 233 in the VWAP. MULN is starting to heat up. They let her go. She's gone. Been accumulating. It's like when you look at it, like look at how tightly they pulled it back right there. And then even when they popped it up here, look how tightly they pulled it back. Like, you should be naturally looking. Like, look at there. How they pulled it back real tightly, popped it, pulled it back. Popped it there, pulled it back, gap up. The stock, its characteristics. It likes to tightly pull back and then pop it. Tightly pull back, pop it. Think about testing this AH. Make sure it is charged, then pull the plug from the wall and start a timer till it fails. Yeah, I think they say those backup things, like, they last. See, because if you have it plugged in and you never lose power and that battery just stays charged, I think it like fails or loses its strength over time. And they only give them like 2 years, maybe. Yeah, that's a good idea to test it every once in a while like that. How high do we go, MULN? $350. Let me try something here. I got the weekly chart up. I want to draw out a Fib retracement. I don't know, from here down to here. 50% is at 684. I extend it out to there. Then that up. This line comes up here to 420. %50 is at 830. That's a bit too far. Daily chart looks good though, don't it? Almost like what it did here. But this day it failed. It gapped up, had a quick morning spike, and failed. ISPO going on a good rip. Oh, damn. Yeah, put an alert on ISPO. If it breaks up over 850, it could really start to skip. $9, $9.50. It's got to break 850. And where that previous day's close is too. So 835, 850, I would have 2 alerts. Look for it to break up over that, get that momentum and skip up. And then all it would be is a short cover. It's a short cover play. ISPO. Build up off that $8. It's a good setup, I think. I think you got something there, ISPO. Just keep your eyes on it, see how it plays out. Builds up off that 8, pushes up to 850. Gets a pullback. Rips up over that 850, you're in the money. MULN, it's just starting to get heated up. It's already going on 1 p.m. Let me look at something. MULN. Average true range is 55 cents. MULN. MULN. This thing's a penny grinder. You know what's also building too, and a lot of you guys forgot about, and even I forgot about? FRGE. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. This was the #1 stock last Wednesday. It's been bottoming here at 24. Could see a nice pop on this one. It could snap up here to about 30 bucks. Get the fuck out of here. I'm serious, dude. Yeah. It can run up that far. About 30 bucks. That's a good setup if you ask me. bottoming out at 24. It's building 24.50. It's up at 25 right now. It gets that momentum. This thing's going to start skipping up. That's a potential of $5 to the upside in reward. And you're looking to risk around 50 cents, $1. That's a phenomenal risk versus reward. So then that's when you got to determine, okay, what's my size going to be? What's my size for a trade like this or an idea? Same thing applies to your ISPO. See how it bottomed out right here at like 790s, $8, and it's building up from that to that, building up. You could just see it. It can rip up here to that previous day's close in 850, pull back, probably hold 825, about right here, hold that, and then push up off that back up to 850, blow up over that, and you got all that momentum right here to 10, up to that level there. You could just see it. You break down charts every day, you can see the opportunity. I think that's a good call out there, VW. Don't doubt yourself. You know what you're doing. You're here every day. Even if an idea doesn't work out or pan out how you planned it, don't let it discourage you. Just learn from it and continue on. Right on? Just like with the idea I had here with MULN, how I've been watching it all morning, and I was saying if it can continue to build up off that $3, it can push up over 3 and start building, and they can let it go. So far, my idea is panning out, but it could also still fail. But so far, it's working as I've planned. It's the hardest part is timing, because I put all this together on MULN way back here at around 10:30. Now here we are 2 hours later, and it's still trying to set up and do its thing, you know? Like, you can have an idea and a plan. You've guys heard me say, timing's the hardest part, man. The hardest. That's why options and options traders, the time decay, it kills them. Oh yeah, real quick, we'll do what the stock bot says for popular. I'm gonna say Twitter is number 1. Yep. It beat out the SPY today in popularity. Look at that. Normally every day with the stock bot and the popular symbols, the SPY has the number 1 spot. Today Twitter has the spot. So Elon Musk doing that is more popular than the S&P 500 index. That's how many people follow Twitter. And look at, not too far behind Tesla. So Elon Musk is in the top 3 for companies he's involved with. He's got a huge cult following. People love that guy. for those of you watching on YouTube, when I say cult following, I don't literally mean it. I'm being sarcastic. It's an expression. Even IGMS has been holding up quite well. This one could get a nice surge on it too. I'd say up here to 25, 25.50. 25.50 top. So and this is how you would do it. Like, see, it's clearly setting up a wedge, right? And it's all revolving at that 23 bucks. So put your stop, either you put it down below 23 or 22.75. You're risking around 25.50 cent. Breaks up over 23. Your reward 23.50. I'm sorry. Your reward is looking to be about $2 a share. So to risk 25.50 cent to make $2 a share, do you think that's worth it? I do. I think it's worth it. IMTE been holding out at that 30 bucks all day. Getting a nice rip up to 33. This one can skip, man. I could see this one skipping right back up to 38, even 40 bucks, a new high. This stock is a runner. Gotta be careful with it though. All right, you guys on YouTube, I'm going to break out of here for lunch. Be safe out there. Top stocks of the day I posted in the Discord. If you guys aren't a part of the Discord, let me do you guys a solid real quick and get a link for you guys. Get a link and share it to you guys there in the chat. There you go. I even pinned it up there for you guys. Thanks for tuning in with us today and this morning. A lot of stocks green today. A lot of good plays. Big idea type of plays. ATER, the #1 stock that was gapping up and running this morning, had a good continuation. I didn't pay close attention to this one though. This one was a good one. GREE was a good one. MULN is still playing out. You got to be super patient with this stock. Let it do its thing. Let it work for you. If it fails and falls back down, I'd say 290. I'd cut ties with it. This one, it's gearing up for that run up to 325, 350. And it's got solid volume every day, and it's got a press release today. Daily chart looks good. We'll see how this one plays out. You got a good setup in IGMS. See, all of these stocks, you guys, keep on watch as the day progresses. Keep on watch. IGMS. ISPO is another one. I'll write all these down in the Discord. ATER MULN IGMS ISPO FRGE is another one. So FRGE, IGMS, and ISPO, those three are like all the same. So track all three of those together. And then Bree had a good move, but I think that Bree, that was a good move from 10 up to 11. I think it already made its move. It may continue pushing up to 1150. That was a good call out by Rome. What else we got? Oh, BEKE. As it's pushing up to a new high. BILI. So many stocks in play. So many. Twitter. But don't overwhelm yourself. That's the thing. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just because I'm posting all of these hot stocks in play doesn't mean you have to focus and trade every one. It's more about throwing them up, you guys, like this, and just observing which one is going to set up the best risk versus reward opportunity. That's all we're doing. So if you think out of all of these, FRGE's got the best setup, focus on this one. Put all the other ones on the back burner. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 stocks right there, all in play. And look at real quickly, IGMS. See how it starts to lift up off that 2320 up to 2350. These types of stocks, these things could start skipping up. So this thing, it's going to skip up to 24, breaks over that, it's going to rip up to 2450, 25, and before you know it, it's gone. You're going to be like, damn. That happened fast. But you're conditioning yourself. If you're not used to seeing stocks like this move, you're getting it under your belt. You're getting used to its personality. And then when these setups and stocks pop up again in the future, you'll be able to potentially participate in the opportunity, and you'll know how it likes to move because you've seen stocks like this move like this before, right? It's all about conditioning yourself. As I say, you guys are in the right spot here. You just have to trust in the process. Like this. Where is it at? Starting to get so many pictures in here. So this right here. Trust in the process, you guys. Those who stay will be champions. For you guys, it's a process. Don't be another statistic and a number. One day at a time. All right, you guys, I'm going to get out of here for lunch.